Good morning. The Cyber Committee meets this morning to receive testimony from DoD cybersecurity leaders on what the department is doing to substantially improve the cybersecurity at the enterprise level across the department and the defense industrial base. Our witnesses today are the Honorable John Sherman, the Chief Information Officer of the Department of Defense, and Lieutenant General Robert Skinner, who is dual-hatted as the Director of the Defense Information Systems Agency and the Commander of the Joint Force Headquarters responsible for operating and defending the DoD Information Network, known as DoDIN. We welcome our witnesses in the committee, and thank you for being here, and all the men and women that you represent in the services. Thank you so much. As we see every day in Putin's illegal war against Ukraine, cyber attacks are no longer a novel tactic in warfare. They are a primary tool for destabilizing both offenses and defenses on the battlefield and in advance of pre-planned attacks. This is precisely why we are holding this hearing this morning, to ensure that our defensive capabilities and awareness on our networks are up to the same standard as our offensive cyber capabilities. Just as important as our internal defenses are the defenses and standards that protect our industrial-based partners and the critical infrastructure and supports DoD's mobilization efforts. In addition to these two major concepts of internal and external defense, we hope to receive updates from our witnesses on the major initiatives that they've undertaken and participate, and these include the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification Program, the Cybersecurity Collaboration Center, the Locked Shield Cyber Defense Exercise, the so-called Zero Trust Cybersecurity Architectural Model, the perimeter defense system deployed at the gateways that connect DoD's internal networks to the global internet, the decision to acquire a bundled set of cybersecurity tools and applications for the DoD enterprise from Microsoft, and the revitalization of the cyber expected services as a means to improve the cyber workforce across the department. Both the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification Program and the Cybersecurity Collaboration Center are crucial guidelines and resources for our private industry partners. I would ask Mr. Sherman to summarize the results of the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification Reviews Deputy Secretary Hicks completed last February to explain how the new direction will relieve the cost and implementation burden on many small businesses, as well as provide an update on the rulemaking process underway for the Defense Federal Acquisition Regulation. And while I'm aware that Cybersecurity Collaboration Center is a national security agency-led effort, I hope both of you are able to share how you interact with the program to protect our industrial-based partners. Just as important as these programs and resources are, we must adequately train in the whole of government manner to respond to cyber attacks in a red team versus blue team scenario. I would like our witnesses to expand on the importance of the Locked Shield Cyber Defense Exercise, which pits teams of international allies up against NATO's experts at the Cooperative Cyber Defense Center of Excellence in Estonia to simulate these attacks on critical infrastructure across an entire week. I will also proudly note this exercise is coordinated and implemented annually by our expert personnel within the West Virginia National Guard's Army Interagency Training and Education Center in Morgantown, West Virginia. The next exercise is scheduled to take place in April, and if any members or our staff would like to attend, my office would be happy to coordinate that effort. Additionally, the new Zero Trust security paradigm calls for re-engineering our networks and security practices on the assumption that our networks have already been penetrated by adversaries, requiring that we constantly watch the behavior and validate the identity and access privileges of all users and devices on the network. NSA and DISA have developed a Zero Trust reference architecture for the department, which will require a lot of cooperation from the military departments and defense agencies to implement these changes consistently across the whole of the DoD. Cooperation, which historically has been notably absent. Turning to DoD's perimeter defense capabilities, I would note that while the shift to the Zero Trust security paradigm reduces the importance and reliance on the castle wall mentality of cyber defense, it does not eliminate the requirements for automated systems that can detect and block most cyber threats at high speed and high volume at the major gateways and connect DoD's network to the global internet. It is therefore of concern to us to hear reports that NSA plans to cease support for the system currently performing this task before the department has developed and tested a replacement. Congress added funds to the DoD budget in fiscal year 2023 to begin operations for a modern replacement, while conducting a demonstration to prove that the new system can function as planned. We will ask our witnesses to explain how we got in this situation, whether they feel confident that the solution at hand will be equal to the task. Next, I would like to congratulate Mr. Sherman and his predecessor, Dan Deasy, for breathing new life into the Cyber Expected Service Program, and was designed by Congress to provide flexible hiring, promotion, and pay authorities for the DoD to manage its civilian personnel engaged in cyber-related work roles, and we hope it's working. I would ask Mr. Sherman to explain how this program is now working and how we can help him to improve the system even further. Finally, I would note the DoD recently completed a posture review of the cyber mission and an update of the department's cyber strategy. I would ask our witnesses to summarize the conclusion of the posture review and indicate how that review and the revised strategy will drive changes in the department. I turn now to my friend Senator Rounds for his remarks.